and it looks like we're about ready for HJA's Mega Man 9 run. Best of luck.
All right, I'm HJA. I'm here with Bobby, TheBlacktastic. I'm going to be playing Mega Man 9 any %. I'll be using Mega Man today. There is a mode with Proto Man as well. It's a great game, a lot of RNG, amazing soundtracks. It's been a while since we've seen Mega Man 9 played on a GDQ, so you know. Hope everybody enjoys and have fun.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really good one. Mega Man 9. We'll talk a bit about like the sort of like history and like many GDQ runs before it as we start off the run. But I'm just gonna let HJA do his thing.
All right, you want to give me a quick countdown from 5?
Sure. Let's get a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Good luck, HJA, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mega Man 9, hosted at Corona Relief. Done quick. And this is a really good game. This is Mega Man 9, released in 2008 for the Nintendo Wii, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. One of the first to ever be a downloadable title for the classic Mega Man series. We're using we're doing the Concrete Man stage first because one, it is pretty easy to just hold right and jump in suit, just like the glorious HJA is doing. But also we get the concrete shot after we beat the boss, which provides a whole bunch of utility to the upcoming stages, and also provides a weakness to Galaxy Man. These are the elephants. Every mini boss in this game has 15 HP, and he's just doing his best to just mashing and bustering it down. Like, again, it's pretty easy for Concrete Man stage. So coming off against the third, yeah, looks like we're doing them down pat. But coming up is Concrete Man, which we will get the concrete shot from. One really interesting thing to note in classic Mega Man 9 and also 10 is that the enemies have really short invulnerability frames, so it allows for a really easy time quickly bustering these bosses down, especially with that tight timing. Coming into the boss chamber, Concrete Man can give us one of 3 attacks. Let's see which one he can give us first. That concrete shot, we do not want him to be that far away when he shoots concrete shot. That just gives us a whole bunch more concrete shots against us to deal with. So HJA is just going to stay right on top of him, right next to him. Just completely, just no regard for the social distancing rule as Concrete Man charges back and forth. That was a really good fight from HJA.
Thanks, yeah. Glad that stage is done with. I'm on to Magma Man next. You see a lot of the concrete utility in the next stage. This is probably one of the scarier stages for me, so you know, hopefully it goes okay.
Yeah, no worries. You got this, HJA. Yeah, coming on into Magma Man stage, where we use a little bit of this concrete shot to interact with these stages' environments. So you see these little, see the little pool of magma that he's jumping over is actually an instant death trap, much like spikes in classic Mega Man games. You guys already know. But what this stage does introduce are these magma pillars, which you can actually interact with by using the concrete shot to freeze. That way you don't have to deal with any of these instant death triggers at all. HJA very, very masterfully putting those concrete shots right before those magma pillars impede the progress by just being in the way. Coming up into Chanky Dragon, again, he's just gonna unload these 5 concrete shots. Deal 3 damage each, because again, every mini boss has 15 HP. Very, very well done. And these little magma concrete zips that he's doing, like he's jumping to slightly to the right of the concrete block, which causes him to slightly zip to the right. Save me a couple frames, because again, so this is Mega Man 9. This is like the kind of like the bringing back of classic Mega Man in 2008. And it's a return to 8-bit form. It's kind of like the very nice catch up there. It's kind of like a return to classic Mega Man as you like once knew it as a kid. So it kind of Inti Creates and Capcom wanted this to be as close to Mega Man 2 as possible, just without all the jankiness of like glitch and flicker and lag and all that. You're not gonna be seeing like much of like the zips like in Mega Man 2, but you're still gonna be seeing such masterful execution, such masterful placement of platforming from HJA and Mega Man 9. Mega Man, as long as you can kind of like manipulate him into jumping wherever you want to go, it's easy for him to buster down too. Again, they had those low invulnerability frames. Also, it is important to end the boss fight in the middle of the boss chamber, just so you have less time to travel to the middle of the boss chamber when getting your power up.
Yeah, I'm glad that one is over. It wasn't the cleanest fight, but hey, I'm alive. That's what counts, right?
Yeah. Alright, so now we're actually going to be putting these weapons to boss weakness use. We got the Magma Bazooka, which is personally one of my favorite weapons in Mega Man 9. It's basically the Heat Wave, but in a shotgun spread. So so it shoots in 3 directions, and like the Heat Wave in Mega Man 2, you can charge it up. When you charge it up, those bullets go from 1 damage to 3 damage. You can see where I'm going here. Like it is a really, really great backup weapon for mini bosses. It's actually a really essential weapon in Proto Man 9. The Magma Bazooka can easily do away with boss enemies, much like Hornet Man. But coming up is one of the worst mini bosses in the game, the Godflower right here, but gets a good spawn. So the Godflower can spawn on any one of those platforms. So if you get a one that would require a lot of travel time, that obviously that would waste time in your speed run. But HJA got a favorable spawn, able to drop down, and again, 5 shots of concrete is able to fill that foe. I'm going to be using the rest of our concrete shot to interact with the environment, do a little bit of concrete zipping here, but this last concrete shot is the most important one. There we go. Who says we don't have wall jumps in classic Mega Man? But here we go, coming up to Hornet Man. These guys will shoot out like heat-seeking, Mega Man-seeking Hornet missiles, but it's okay, because we have 3 shots from the Magma Bazooka to block all 3 of those Hornet shots. And just look at how his HP was melted by that Magma Bazooka. Now we have the Hornet Chaser. And the really cool thing that I gotta mention about Mega Man 9 weapons is that all of them have like a really unique utility that make them really fun to use in video games. Now, going on to Galaxy Man, we would use the Hornet Chaser for the boss weakness. However, we want to save Splash Woman for a little bit later when we get that Rush Jet, so we can platform through the stage a little bit more. On to Galaxy Man though, and this stage is extremely bumping, so put your headphones in and raise the volume to 10. It's going to be some pretty simple platforming throughout all this, although there are going to be some really unique stage interactions as well. Really nice bustering down that map. And here we go. Are we ready for a helicopter ride? And let's catch the beeline. Oh, we're a little bit late for the C train. It's all right. We got it. So Galaxy Man is actually weak against the concrete shot, which we got from Concrete Man in the first stage. We can still use a little bit of Concrete Shot in this stage in order to platform and, you know, scale up vertical places. We can also use the Rush Coil right here to do the exact same thing. Because Galaxy Man is weak against Concrete Shot, we don't want to waste all of it on this stage. So we have our little robo friend, the Ruffian, Rush, help us out as well. And you'll be seeing a lot of Rush on the other stages because Jet is an extremely useful item for traveling the later stages. There we go, very nice. And one last helicopter ride. A very nice jumps upward. I'm going to use that Concrete Shot in order to make way for us, the Blue Bomber, coming on through. All right, there are. What can I say about Galaxy Man? Are we gonna get the 2 swoops, the 2 scoops, the Häagen-Dazs? 1 scoop? Oh, and only 1 scoop. So basically, you want this guy to swoop at you at a low elevation, and then swoop at a low elevation right on back. Because if he jumps way too on high, there's no low gravity that Mega Man can take control of. And he's going to be dangling up there until he comes back down. Saving or wasting anywhere up to like 7 seconds or so. But we got the 1 swoop. That's pretty good marathon luck. Now, there was a sort of like item that one of these bosses dropped that takes basically quote unquote some time to develop. That is the Rush Jet. So we're gonna have to complete another stage here in order for that Rush Jet to be developed, in order for it to be usable in future stages. Jewel Man isn't an inherently terrible stage though. We can use this Hornet Chaser for its use later on in the stage, but it can also seek out those incredibly hard to reach enemies, much like these spiders here that just, you know, kind of hang out on the ceiling. Coming up to one of our other unique mini bosses, we can use this Hornet Chaser to kind of flush him out of hiding and use that Magma Bazooka to just bust him on down. One thing I want to note about the Magma Bazooka compared to the Heat Wave is that Magma Bazooka charges way faster. Ooh, just... And it's beneficial that we kind of died a little bit near the checkpoint. Nothing lost here. We still have a whole bunch of weapon meter to take advantage of. But just gotta jump a tiny bit on higher. And that's actually a really scary jump. And the scary jumps don't end there in Jewel Man stage. Now there's another one. Ooh. By the sole of his robo boots. Alright, but coming up is Jewel Man, and Jewel Man is a really interesting and unique boss fight. That he'll kind of mimic you in a way that if you jump, he jumps. And we use this to our advantage. That's all he does. So we use this black hole bomb, plant it right there to get in as many hits as possible, and there you go, he's done. The black hole bomb is an extremely I keep saying unique, but that's just everything about this game. The black hole bomb is an extremely unique item and weapon that you'll be seeing in Wily 3 used a specific way as well. We got the Jewel Satellite from Jewel Man, which is okay, and which is cool. We're just going to be using it as a boss weakness anyway. Coming up to Plug Man stage, though, and this is where you'd want Rush Jet. For those of you that have played Mega Man 9 before, you guys know about Plugman Stage, notorious for those disappearing and reappearing Yoku blocks. Yes, they do make a return in classic Mega Man. But the really kind of difficult thing to work around these Yoku blocks about Mega Man, in Mega Man 9, is that they all start working on a global timer. So no matter where you are in a certain stage, they just keep on going in their cycles. So we kind of got to match ourselves up with them in a precise amount of timing, so that we don't skip a cycle, they don't impede our progress, we can just use our rush jet throughout the stage, anyhow. There we go, very expert platforming by HJA here, and yeah, without having to deal with all of these Yoku blocks and without any of them appearing in our way, we can just coast through them. We have a little bit of rush jets left over, and we're going to be using all this rush jet because we do love our ruffian robo friend. But a very, very good perfect plug cycle by HJA here, and there you go. Opening that way for us. And we're coming on to the boss room. But are we going to be seeing the Big Mama Yums? Oh, it's alright. It's quite alright. There's a specific way that you can vault over in a frame-perfect manner that big monster before the boss door. But Jewel Satellite, what can we say about that? It is our regular shield weapon. Not really all that useful in the stage, but pretty good for a boss weakness, I would say.
Do I have time for a quick donation?
This is probably one of the kind of jankiest weapons in the game. So it's Plug Ball. And that weapon demonstration is actually extremely misleading. Because the Plug Ball, whenever you shoot it, will travel across the floor and then just wrap around. Say if it's like a platform, it'll just keep like wrapping around like one of those enemies from Super Mario World. So Plug Ball doesn't really have like a use like outside of a boss weakness itself. It's not really as useful as Magma Bazooka or like Concrete Shot, perhaps. But it's a weapon. It's there. We got coming up to the bubble skip. This is also why we would want to use one of these weapons, or actually why we want to use the rush jet. We can skip these bubbles on out. Keep scrolling up. And there we go. Very, very great. We got a whole bunch more rush jet to skip these platforms. And then you're actually going to be using the boss weakness here in order to fell this Splash Woman foe. One of the first women robot masters in classic Mega Man series. But the kind of cool thing about this boss is that she knows that this is a weakness, so she's going to be laying out those flares, those fish flares. HJA, though, knowing how to maneuver around them and buster them quickly. And our last Mega Man Robot Master for 9 is Tornado Man. It's actually a really, really interesting stage to use when we use a lot of these weapons and items together. We're going to be using a whole bunch of Rush Jet and Coil to traverse the stage. This guy's weaknesses is the plug ball, which is all we're going to be using it for. There's going to be a lot of rush jet use, but first off, in order to save time and not have to go through like any sort of like refills. Oh, not the most desirable of ways that you want to go about it. Oh, we're still going to be using this rush coil to traverse upwards. And that was only one block of rush jet that was expended. But the strategy around this is that you wanted to really tightly maneuver and almost frame perfect jump on those batteries in order to save rush jet expenditure. But it's alright, we're going to be taking the safe route. We are going to be taking a little bit of a safety health up there. Nice despawn of the enemy. A really nice damage boost. Those blue platforms are indicative of ice. You will slip if you just want to stop on a dime. And a little bit of a weather hazard. So this screen, the rain and wind will be against you, so you're gonna have to hold right as long as you can and jump. Or you can just use the rush jet and move normally. In this screen, the rain and the wind will move, with you, providing a little bit of a boost whenever you hold right and jump. Alright, coming up to Tornado Man, where the plug balls will try to travel across the stage. Hopefully he wants to stay on the ground. He'll jump up a little bit, but that's fine. Really, really nice fight by HJA.
Alright, so rough Robot Master so far. But...
Alright, now we have the Wily stages that are coming up. The really kind of quirk about these Wily stages is that they are played in a 4-stage burst. There is no returning back to stage select. There is no going to the shop. There is not even any refills between stages. So what HJA has got is what HJA has got. Of course. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even hear you.
We have $255 from Mr. Cab. HJA, good luck on this gem of a run. It's out of this world. Make a splash and don't get blocked by the Wily Casino.
$250 from Mr. Cab. That is just simply amazing. And thank you so much for that, Mr. Cab. One of the classic Mega Man 9 OGs. They're just classic Mega Man OGs. So we have the Wily stages. Wily 1 is a little bit much like Wily 2, where the stage design in this game just kind of force you to use all of your weapons, in order to travel through. We do have Rush Jet, we do have Rush Coil, and we do have a whole bunch of weapons that will allow us to move and interact with the stage environment. But again, as we are going through the Wily stages, none of them refill conventionally stage to stage, so we're going to be really careful about which weapons that we use in which certain circumstance. And you'll see a little bit of the revisits of some mini-bosses as well. As you see that Chanky Dragon, again, having 15 HP, Concrete Shot dealing 3 damage, able to fell that foe pretty easily. And we're coming up to Wily 1, a really unique boss fight. Spike pushers, you can't really damage them in a conventional way, so you have to time your buster shots in order to move that spike ball over onto their side, destroying them, depleting their HP. There's a certain sort of pattern to go about this, but you just want to make sure that some of their HP is depleted as much as possible, or else they'll start shooting all these laser shots at you. And it's okay to deal with 2 of them. It's not okay to deal with all of them. I'm going to be using this tornado blow here in order to finish them off at the same time. So we got Wily 2 coming on right now. There are some energies that you can pick up here for like casual play if you wanted to go ahead and refill your energy. But HJA is just going to keep on going. Again, using this rush jet as an additional moving platform, you can safely travel over these spike death traps. And we're going to be using a little bit of concrete shot here as well. Wily 2 is an exceptionally dangerous stage just because of these green enemies that kind of project, quote unquote, these platforms, but they're not real platforms. Coming up to the next, Godflower. Using the rest of the concrete for that. Again, 15 HP down. Switching onto the Laser Trident, a really powerful weapon that can pass through all enemies and walls. And we're coming into a little bit of a water stage here. A couple of scary jumps, including what I like to call the leap of faith. Let's see if HJA can do the stuff. There we go. Leap of faith down. The increased gravity of you being in water, rather decreased gravity, it's easy for a casual player to like hold the jump button way too long and jump into the spikes, or just miss it really, by a hair and fall to the spike pit below. Gonna be using the rush coil to project ourselves way upward. Down and up again. Coming up in the Wily 2 boss is an extremely challenging fight called the Mega Mech Shark. And we're going to be taking this fight on in 3 phases: the fin, the body, and the head. And the ship itself is going to be levitating, so we use that rush coil in order to predict ourselves upwards. The Laser Trident is really good because 1, it deals a whole bunch of damage, and 2, we're given a lot of it. Much like, yeah, you do not want to hit those spikes in the body at all. They deal a ton of damage. Coming up to the head, which can shoot a really big laser at you. We don't want that to touch as well. The Laser Trident, so good. Yeah, really, really nice fight by HJA. Keep going. Alright, so here's Wily 3. Wily 3, the only interesting thing about that, I think, is like the boss at the end. There's a couple of slight tricks that we get through here, like this rush coil into the second screen. These next set of screens are sort of like a gravity well. It just kind of projects us upward pretty slowly. And there you have these little kind of like devil-like enemies in the way. it's a pretty nice stage. A pretty nice breather from all the intensity that was going on in Wily 1 and 2. But the boss is pretty much the boss and the last screen are pretty much like the highlights of this stage. I'm interested to see how HJA goes through it. So if you have any time for messages, feel free.
You got it. We have $10 from Iggy Zig, Gunvolt, Mega Man, and Baldur's Gate. This is the best super fighting Roblox block ever. Best of luck to all the runners, and an absolutely uncanny shout out to Sooraya, who's my favorite host. Thank you, Iggy. We have $5 from Ontaru. Thanks to everyone who does all he or she can to fight Corona, even if it's just staying at home.
Thank you very much for that. So we pick up the M-Tank here. The M-Tank is also a really important part of this stage, because the M-Tank refills not only all of your HP, but all of your weapon energy. So that this kind of mitigates the sort of challenge of not having our weapons and our weapons refilled from Wily stage to Wily stage. So HJA is just going to do this. Laser Trident, hold forward, dealing a whole bunch of damage to these turret enemies, and also piercing the shields of the Sniper Joes. Very nice there. It is so easy for anyone to die in that screen, but HJA just powered through it extremely masterfully. Now coming up is this Twin Devil. Now the Twin Devil's weakness is the Black Hole Bomb. Black Hole Bomb is an extremely weird weapon to maneuver if you don't know how to maneuver it. It's a little bit serious time. Very well done. Very well done by HJA. So what he did there was a trick called a pause buffer. Whenever you enter a pause menu in Mega Man 9 and you have any of your buster shots or weapons on the screen, those will actually disappear. So for the Black Hole Bomb, it essentially turns it into an IGT mashing weapon. Very easy for him. And now coming up is Wily 4, which is an extreme gauntlet in Mega Man 9 standards, because not only do you have to deal with the refights, but you also have to deal with Wily, the three phases of Wily itself. We're going to be using a whole bunch of this concrete. Those laser traps actually hurt us a lot, so we don't want to be going into them. And we have the Galaxy Man refight. Again, will we save time or will we waste time here? We have a whole decision ahead of us. Do we get the 2 swoops, the 1 swoop, the no swoop? And the 1 swoop again. Right, he's got to be really careful to have the exact amount of concrete shot left over for another phase in the Wily fight. And another interesting thing here is that Plugman has like an additional action that he can do in the refight, but seems to behave pretty well. And the rest of these are just pretty much going in the clockwise order and using the boss weaknesses. So until we're up to Wily, do we have any more messages for us?
Absolutely, we do. We have $25 from Diego Muniz. Mega Man series is my childhood video game. Perfect way to pass quarantine while at the same time helping people. Shoutouts to Galdians and Joaquin. Good luck, HJA. And we have $500 from Metabots, who says, "Thank you for supporting electronic sports."
Squeeze in one more?
Sure thing. We have an anonymous $100 donation who says, "Thank you everyone who worked to make this event happen for all the relief GDQ. Thank you to all the superhero healthcare workers for your ongoing efforts and hard work in the day-to-day. Best of luck to the runners. Peace, love, and good health to all."
Agreed. Thank you guys so much for getting in all of your donations during this troubling time so far. We really appreciate you, by the way. Now we're coming up to Concrete Man, the last stage, or rather the last boss in the boss refights. HJA has been handling himself rather extremely well using this final boss weakness. Now here comes the Wily phases. In 3 phases, we're gonna play a little bit of catch. He's gonna shoot eggs at us. We have to return to sender. And the best way to do this is with the laser trident. Normally, normal busters or normal shots bounce off of the egg or bounce off of the Wily machine, but laser tridents can pierce. Now, phase 2, this is the exact reason why he wants the perfect amount of concrete shot, and he definitely does nail that down. This is going to be a really, really quick fight. Hopefully the Wily Casino is bountiful. The time's going to be on the last, not on the last hit, but when he gets the last item that drops from Wily, and that's a whole low phase of Wily. Oh, but we have a juke there, and that's how Wily can get you. And time.
All right. So that was Mega Man 9.
What a glorious game. Yeah, you literally had not talked the entirety of that run.
Yeah, I was getting really nervous. So what I did was I decided to get quiet and just pretend like I was playing in my own dark room. And I think I calmed down a little bit after that, but I think the Robot Master's stages shook me a little bit after taking a couple weird deaths that I don't usually take, so but you know, I'm happy that happy to get the chance to do this, and thank you so much for commentating. Thank you for everybody watching. Thank you for EDQ for inviting me to come on.
Yeah, thank you for having me on for commentary. Hopefully I did a great job. Hopefully you guys were entertained by Mega Man 9, because I surely was. Like, HJ, that was an amazing run. Shout out to GDQ and also Sooraya for being a host and being so patient with us. That's
you guys were outstanding.
That's gonna be it from me. HJ, do you have anything else to add?
Nope, that's it. Thanks again, everyone.
Yeah, take care, guys. Be sure to stick around for more video games coming up soon.
You too.
And we're going to kick things over to a quick Twitch ad, but we've got so much more on the way, so please stick with us. And we are back with Corona Relief done quick. We have Seriously Suri on deck with Baldur's Gate. While we're waiting to get ready, let's talk a little bit more about why we're all here. We are here to benefit Direct Relief. Direct Relief is a humanitarian aid organization active in all 50 states and more than 80 countries, with a mission to improve the health and lives of people affected by poverty or emergencies, without regard to politics, religion, or ability to pay. Direct Relief has responded to many disasters in the past few years, including Hurricane Harvey, Irma, Maria, the California wildfires, and the Australian brush fires. Additionally, Direct Relief provides medical aid and supplies to those in poverty, as well as medical clinics worldwide. Rated a perfect 100 on Charity Navigator, your donation goes the distance when you contribute to Direct Relief. You can learn more about Direct Relief's ongoing efforts related to COVID-19 at www.directrelief.org/emergency/coronavirus-outbreak. Looks like we're still getting set up here, so let's go through some of your donations. We have $25 that says, "Stay strong, people." And $10 from Susie and Max. Thanks to GDQ and all the runners for everything you do to support amazing charities and to help save the world. Heart. We have $35 from Anonymous, who says, "Hello from France." Well, hello, and thank you for that donation. We have $25 from Jewish Ninja. What a great cause and a fun way to spend wife's birthday weekend while in quarantine. Happy birthday, Elena. We have a $500 donation from Spider C, presented without comment. Thank you so much for your immense generosity.